Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, where baseball lives 24/7, 365. Catch conversations with beat writers, broadcasters, current and former players of all levels. Now, here's your host,
Walter Balsetta. Whoops, I fumbled. I got to get out of here.
Walter Balsetta.
Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome into Passion for the Pastime on, I almost said on KNBR. No, we're not on KNBR. We are live from home. Sorry, I got a lot of things going on currently at the moment. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the show. If you don't know me by now, my name is Walter Balsetta. I currently work at KNBR as a member of the midday shows with Greg Papa and Greg Silver, my two Gregs. We're still working out the kinks on a name, but that's where I spend my Monday through Friday. But here every Monday through Friday at 6 p.m., we're live, and we are talking some Giants baseball on the podcast. And today we're going to be joined by NBC Sports Bay Area host Carlos Ramirez. We're going to have him on the show starting at roughly around 6:15. I literally told him, you pop in when you're ready to go, and we'll just get the conversation rolling, man. So we'll just vamp. We'll check in with everybody, how everyone's doing to this point prior to Carlos Ramirez joining us, because I mean the big conversation that we had and have had since the Justin Verlander signing was the Giants offseason and just evaluating how we're feeling about the Giants and those said Giants with the additions and the possible additions that were on the Giants' fingertips that they just weren't able to close out. So we'll definitely get Carlos Ramirez's thoughts on that. But today was a big day as far as the international signing period for a lot of the international prospects. This is where you see a lot of these young kids, 16, 17 years old, out of the Dominican Republic, out of, Venezuela, pretty much anywhere where they are considered an amateur. This is where they can sign and be affiliated with a major league team. Last year, I believe part of the class was Rainer Arias, right? He's an outfielder for the Giants, and he played rookie ball for a majority of 2024. So you see, the likes of Vlad Jr. and all these guys kind of just come up through this type of system. And also Roki Sasaki falls under this category. It's a different category, or it's not really a different category. It's the same category, but a different type of player with Roki Sasaki. Obviously, he's played in Japan for multiple years. So he has the professional baseball level, under his belt. But he doesn't qualify as a traditional free agent because he's coming over earlier. Usually the Japanese players, they wait until they're 25, 26, I believe, is when they have their service time ready to go. So he's coming over early. That's why he falls under the international signing pool. But the reason why we're talking about that is because, the Giants aren't going to get Roki Sasaki. And in years past, the Giants have not done well in the international signing pool. They just haven't done, their due diligence when it comes to international signings. But why I get excited about this move, and the Giants go and get the number 2 prospect in the international pool with Josuar De Jesus Gonzalez, the shortstop, 17-year-old shortstop, switch hitting shortstop, but he's better on the left side from the Dominican Republic. The reason why I look at that is because I feel like, and I don't know if everyone else feels this way as well, and I'll get out to the YouTube chat really quick to chime in and check in with everyone to say hello before we talk to Carlos. I don't know if everyone else is kind of having this feeling, having this sensation of looking at Buster Posey and how everything is being operated, and they go in there and get the second best hitter, right? They get the second best hitter on the market in not only international pool, but I'm going back to Willy Adames, right? They went after the second best bat in free agency in Willy Adames, got that done. He's a San Francisco Giant. Now they do kind of the same thing similarly with Josuar Gonzalez, right? He is. If Roki Sasaki was not in this class, he would be the number one prospect that everyone would be wanting to acquire. And the Giants got that. He's the number 2 prospect internationally, right behind Roki Sasaki. And Baseball America has him listed as the number 6 prospect when it's all said and done. So this is a huge move for the Giants, and we know that they're going to try to get younger, get better in their farm system. This is a huge way of how you do it. So how do you guys feel about the move? I know it's minor, or I wouldn't say it's minor, but I know that, you know, with the international signing period and all these international players, the reason why, you know, there's not as much buzz around these guys is because you're getting them when they're 16, 17, so you don't see them for quite some time. I mean, remember when Elliot Ramos was part of the international signing pool? That was years ago, right? And that's why it felt like the time came and went for Elliot Ramos, is because we were hearing Elliot Ramos's name since he was 17 years old. It was like 5 years until we started seeing results in Major League Baseball. Now, is that the same trajectory? I mean, some of these guys come along much quicker. They're profiling him as a Jose Ramirez type player. So it's going to be really interesting. Going to be really interesting to see the development of this young kid in the international pool for the San Francisco Giants. But how are you guys feeling about that? Like, am I reaching a little bit too much just to say that I feel like there is a clear direction now, but I feel like that just the culture has changed, that the priorities have changed, and they're starting to get into the international market where I feel that the Giants hadn't done, you know, whether it be in Korea, Japan, Central America, I mean, you name it. I just feel like the Giants weren't really huge on that. I mean, obviously you have a couple of guys with Marco Luciano, and I think they took a shot. I think Lucius Fox might have been the biggest prospect that they landed, like that was highly touted. And again, where's he? You know, so these international prospects, it could be hit or miss. It's hit or miss. He's 17 years old. I understand that, but they're taking a chance. And, you know, apparently he has projected above average power. So it's just really interesting to see that the Giants are getting in on that action. Obviously, we know that they need a power bat now, and that doesn't fix the problem now, but we'll have to see how that all kind of pans out. So let's go out and say what's up to everybody. Rocket New Era, what's up, dude? You're always the first one in here. Really appreciate it. AJ Cruz, what's up, man? Victor Stevenson, what's up, man? Welcome in to the podcast. Everybody else chiming in. Skills Report, Pat H, Lori, everybody else. And I'm speeding through this because I see that my guest, he's ready to go. We're ready to talk some baseball. And I think I see a Christmas tree in the background of Carlos Ramirez. So let's not stall any more. Let's go to my guest, NBC Sports Bay Area host. You see him on Giants pre and post. It is Carlos Ramirez. Carlos, what's up, dude? How you doing?
Yeah, it's tough to get rid of the Christmas thing, to be honest. My wife asked me today, are we taking Christmas down? And I said, no, because it's fine. I need a plan for this. I'm not, you can't just, spring this on me at 5 p.m. She tried the same baloney with my mother-in-law on Sunday around 4:30. She said, hey, do you want to take Christmas down? Said, no, it's a whole day to plan this thing. So it's a day to put it up. It's a day to take it down. So I'm hoping that, what day is today? Wednesday? Between tomorrow and Sunday, it'll come down.
All right. Well, hey, dude, you are fighting the good fight because in my household, my girlfriend, it was like December 26th, and she was like, "Trees coming down." I'm like, no, what are you doing? We gotta ride out the new year like with the Christmas tree. No, dude, you're fighting the good fight. I love to see the Christmas tree still decorated, man. You keep that up as long as you can, Carlos.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, welcome in to Passion for the Pastime. I think this is the first time that I've had you on this show. I know we've had multiple interactions on Rounding Third and King on the KNBR podcast. So really thank you for stopping by on the YouTube stream here, man. It's always fun.
Look at you. You got the mic on. You got your roadcast to the left.
Hell yeah, man.
It's a good setup. I like it.
It's a professional setup, man. We're not messing
Yes.
around. We're not messing
you're
around.
not.
We're doing this thing the right way.
Yes.
But no, man, it's January 15th, and I mean we're inching closer, right? It feels like such a slog to get to when pitchers and catchers report and get to spring training.
Yeah.
From this point to the middle of February and into March for the baseball season to start. But the Giants have had a really interesting offseason. It all went down. It all started right before the winter meetings, man, with Willy Adames, and then they cap it off with Justin Verlander. So I want to get your thoughts on that. But initially, just how would you grade? Because we were talking about grades yesterday, and Jim Bowden came out in The Athletic, and he put out a grade for the Giants and gave them a B. So we were kind of discussing, like, is that a fair grade? Is he a little bit lenient? Did you expect more from the Giants? So really quick, Carlos, I want to know what your grade is for the San Francisco Giants this offseason.
No, I think that's a great question. So I would first ask, what did the Giants need to address in the off season, because that's what I think gives us the frame to understand or to give a grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the first thing they needed to address was front office, right? And the fact, because I'm going way back to dispatching Farhan, hiring Buster, and then Zach Manassian. And that move is an A. It's just an A.
Right.
Will and desire and the dedication to a job doesn't tell the whole story, right? I think Farhan had the will, the intent, and the intention to do the best job he could, and he couldn't do it. And I think it's fair to say that even though he tried his very best to build a contender and to build it from the ground up and to leave a legacy of, hey, I found this place better than when I got here, I don't think he accomplished the totality of that task, because he is leaving behind a team that is 30th according to several outlets in farm system note, in farm system qualification, and he didn't find it there. The farm system he inherited wasn't elite, but it wasn't 30th in baseball. And one Bryce Eldridge doesn't mean that you have, enough talent. So he won one season, which we can now see was a fluke, and was Buster Posey injected with.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. So he left a farm system that isn't flourishing. Patrick Bailey is a feather on his cap. Whatever Birdsong and Harrison and Ramos turn into, we can kind of credit to his final tab. But to be honest, it was underwhelming. That's the word I would use. So you needed a new front office, a new voice, and you found perhaps the best one possible in terms of fan engagement, excitement for the franchise, knowledge of the city, winning credentials as a player. But you can see with the moves he's made and how he conducts himself in front of the media, Walter, that it is an A-plus move.
Yeah.
And then bringing up Zach Manassian from inside the building, he knows the structure. He is surrounding himself with great people. So that is an A-plus move, the whole new structure, because that's the move, Walter, that allows for Adames to get here. If you see the press conference from Justin Verlander, that move does not happen with Farhan Zaidi. That move is Buster Posey 101. That's just all him. So from that, then you address the other needs. They needed a shortstop. Check. They landed the best possible shortstop in free agency. That was the number one target for everyone who needed a shortstop was Willy Adames. They landed it. So that's an A move, right? Mm-hmm. They needed a starter because they lost Blake Snell. He goes to the Dodgers. They replace him with Justin Verlander. So you lost a 32-year-old lefty and replaced him with a 42-year-old righty. So that's not an equivalency. That's not a great, you lost Snell, you put Verlander in. If it was 2017 Verlander, that's an A-plus move.
Right.
But Justin is coming off of his worst season as a pro. Mm-hmm. He'll turn 42 soon, 42 soon.
Yep.
And we just don't know. So I think it's a good move for peripheral reasons, baseball as well. I think he'll make Bailey a better catcher. He'll infuse with knowledge everyone from Robbie Ray down, whoever it is, Logan Webb and Kyle Harrison, yep, and Wisenhunt and Landon Roop and everyone there. Everyone there in that rotation will be better just because of this whole presence of Justin Verlander. So, yes, I would give it a B+ grade, including front office, because had they landed, I have to give some wiggle room, Walter, because what if they landed Sasaki? Or what if they landed Corbin Burns? Right? So where do I go? So I think they are Sasaki or Burns or a Max Fried away, even a Jack Flaherty away from it being a complete A. I'm going with a B+.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good offseason. Now, did they get every single new toy that was on the market? No, they didn't do that.
But no one does that. No one does that.
No, unless you're the Dodgers. But you know what's funny is...
Well, not even then, because they could land Soto, and we don't know if they're going to get Sasaki. Sasaki might end up going to the Padres. So, but I see what you're saying. Yeah,
I mean, that's really interesting. We'll talk about Roki Sasaki and your thoughts on that. I mean, it comes down to the two teams, right? I mean, we're not. Yeah. I don't know if a lot of teams are really considering the Blue Jays. We'll get into that a little bit later. But Carlos, I mean, a B+ grade, that is kind of the consensus, right? I mean, we had some hard graders yesterday, where some Rockin' New Era on the chat, he came in and gave a C-, right? Because the Giants didn't land a huge, massive offensive bat, and that can still come with Pete Alonso. I don't think that's happening. It can come in Anthony Santander. I don't think that's happening. I think the lineup that we have is currently on the roster, unless there's some type of trade that comes in. And I'll get your thoughts if you have any. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me give you a move. Let me give you a move that the Giants made that will allow them, I think, to be better.
Yeah.
And it cost them nothing. Literally nothing. They allowed, because as you know, MLB organizations, they can't deny players unless they're hurt. They can't deny players from playing in winter ball, but they can firmly suggest them not to. Right?
Mm-hmm.
With the Giants firmly allowing and suggesting or not stopping Gerard Encarnacion, but specifically Luis Matos, from going to winter ball and getting 55 games under his belt, being managed by Ozzie Guillen, who last season won that league, which I know top to bottom, because that's where I grew up. And then they won the Caribbean Series in Miami. So Luis Matos just spent almost 4 months thin down no one took more at bats over the winter in that league than he did, 220. He averaged 300. He hit for 10 home runs, 41 RBI. He was the rookie of the year, and he was surrounded by former MLB players like Alcides Escobar, World Series champ with the Royals. He faced great competition. He played every day in what I would call a quadruple A level league that is very similar to the PCL, meaning it is a high, it's a hitter-friendly environment.
Right.
And he was the best rookie on that league and one of the best players. And he had 55 games worth of exposure under Ozzie Guillen. And that is massive. So that is another offseason move where by letting that player go out and learn and grow and develop, Walter, I have such high hopes for that kid coming into the season. Hopefully he will deliver.
Yeah, and looking, just focusing on Luis Matos and the incredible winter that he had. Do you think that there is room for him to kind of take over for Yaz, or to get himself into the mix when it comes to the outfield, or even potentially DH? I mean, is that something that's on the table for Luis Matos?
Absolutely. So coming into the season, first of all, he's 22.
Yeah.
He's 22. So if we think that a kid 22 is done developing, what are we doing here? Right.
Right.
Otani at 29 or 30 is still developing. He's still learning new things, adding new tools to that toolkit. So no, he's just scratching the surface. I saw this. I haven't seen him in person since he left to play in winter ball. I haven't seen. I'll see him in spring training, but he seems bigger in a good way. He seems like he gained good weight, muscle weight. So I think Jung Ho Lee will be your everyday center fielder.
Right.
That's, I think, set in stone from day one. And then I think every option is open for this team. The best defensive right fielder is Mike Yastrzemski.
Mm-hmm.
The best hitting outfielder is Elliot Ramos. So you need his bat, whether it's left field or right field. So I think that is the configuration going into this thing is Jung Ho Lee at center, Yaz at right, Ramos at left. But if for some reason this kid, Luis Matos, is hitting the cover off the baseball and his defense is not significantly hurting what the Giants want to do or are doing on the field, he'll play.
Yeah.
He'll play. Can he hit 20 bombs? I don't know. We'll see. I think he has the capacity to spread the ball around, to not strike out, to make good plate decisions, good swing decisions, and be an impactful player. I just want to see with my own eyes, Walter, what his growth will be after, because I've seen players and the leap they take after a good complete winter ball season, whether it's in PR, the DR, Mexico, or Venezuela, and that's what Matos just did.
Yeah, and it's interesting, man. Just to look at what those guys do in winter ball and how it translates into their next spring training.
Right.
And a lot of baseball, you know this, Carlos. A lot of baseball is mental, right? And I feel like that is a huge step for Luis Matos in that, yeah, he got the numbers and it looks great and all that, of course. But it's the mental fortitude that he now has, in that he has the confidence, because we saw when he was confident in the major leagues, we saw what kind of player he had the potential to be, right? It was in short spurts, but you saw the potential there. So I would love to see if he can get to that, and it's going to be a healthy competition for that fourth outfielder spot, right? I mean, you have Luis Matos, you have Grant McCray also vying for a spot also for the Giants. So it's going to be really interesting to follow that storyline going into spring training. But now, kind of going back to the Buster Posey conversation, I think that's the layer that not a lot of people fully understand, in that when you hear Buster talk about the prospects and the young players in this system, and he's instilling a lot of confidence, we've heard it all offseason long, in the pitching rotation, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But earlier, yesterday morning, he spoke with Murph and Marcus on the morning show, and he was talking about guys like Luis Matos, or not Luis Matos, but he was talking about Marco Luciano, right? And saying that he wants him, and I would assume that this is for any young player in the system, he wants him to play with freedom. He wants him to be the player that he feels that he can be, and he can be allowed to have mistakes. I feel like in the previous regime, I feel like that wasn't the case. I felt like it was, you had a very small window to show a little spurt of what you can do at the major league level, and if you didn't, you were sent back down to AAA. I feel like that is the big difference, that with Buster Posey being in the room now, I feel like that changes the entire culture of the San Francisco Giants through the entire organization.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think that culture change already happened last year to a degree. Yeah. It hasn't totally sunk in because of the previous front office way to operate and expect what players did. I had a conversation with a player that pretty much told me whose performance drastically improved from 23 to 24. He's a pitcher. And I asked him what changed. And is it mechanical? Did you go to drive line? What is it? And he right away said, I'm treated like a person. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Because I thought there was something like, no. And he said, I'm not treated like a stat book.
Yeah.
And he just came out and said, listen, Carlos, I had so much pressure before because I thought that I was pretty much told that any shortcomings from a statistical standpoint, the leash was so short that I had no wiggle room. And anything that I would do that would put me under such a pressure cooker would make me think, hey, if I missed it. So he was overthinking. If I don't do, instead of just, if an athlete thinks, he's lost. An athlete reacts. The thinking part of the game happens before the game. When you're playing the game, you're not thinking. You're reacting, right? You might, if you're a pitcher, you might think, hey, I threw this, whatever. But those are fraction of a second time decisions you're making. And they're quick because you already went through that whole plan before the game. If while you're standing on that hill or in that batter's box, you're thinking, Walter, you're toast. You're cooked. Ohtani's not thinking. He's reacting. He knows. It's not like it's a blank canvas, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
This guy was overthinking. Not just thinking, overthinking. And they brought him with just a couple of conversations with Bob Melvin. They brought him to a place of trust, confidence, reliability, and lack of stress that he was able to decompress, relax, and be himself. And he had the best year of his career. So that motion, that energy that Bob Melvin already brought into the clubhouse last season will be put on steroids, or will get pushed to the 10th power,
amplified to 1,000.
Amplified, that's great. Amplified with Buster, with Zach, with the front office new way of thinking about the game. Justin Verlander said it. I'm talking to a guy who understands the game, who sees it from a player perspective, but also understands the analytics, because you can't just cut bait with the numbers. You can't.
Right.
So that is a great point. I think that already started with Melvin last season, and now with Buster will get pushed so much harder, which is where I think the industry is going. I think it's a pendulum. It swung way too far into the sabermetric analytic side of the thing, and now it's coming back. Let's see if it swings hard the other way, and then it just self-corrects. But I think the Giants are right there in that healthy medium, midpoint of analytics meet baseball culture, and they have a beautiful baby.
Yeah, man. That's always been the discussion, right? Is it too much analytics? But in this day and age of baseball, when you have the information there, you have to have the analytics to be a tool to help you through, not an end all be all, right? We all understand that. That pendulum swing, it's coming back for the Giants to where, and you have the right manager in place with Bob Melvin, and I totally agree with that statement that you made there, Carlos, with Bob Melvin being kind of the starting point of that shift with the Giants organization. So we were talking about the pitchers a little bit, and let's just talk about the latest addition, man. Justin Verlander. He is the big veteran in the room, obviously for future Hall of Famer. And just the impact that he brings to the clubhouse. Not only can he go out there and pitch and hopefully, we get to see a better version of Justin Verlander. He sounds like he figured out his injury from last year, so maybe he'll be a better version of himself. But the big takeaway for me is that he's there in that similar Randy Johnson role of 2009, and he's there to be the mentor for a lot of these young guys, and I'm excited about the young guys. But how do you feel about Justin Verlander coming into the fold for the Giants?
Well, the first thing is he's not here to teach anyone. He will, don't get me wrong, but he said it. I'm here to win.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest lesson that he can teach this group of kids that haven't won with the big club. They haven't won with the San Francisco Giants. So he is very much from what I could gather from the press conference, he is very much focused on his development. He talked about not putting the baseball down over the winter. That's something he's never done before. He just kept working and working and working so he could figure some stuff out. And it sounds like he did. He found something, whether it's delivery-wise, mechanics, whatever it is, that is helping his body feel right and get right when they report in Scottsdale a month from now. It seems like he found it. Justin Verlander has won everything a guy can win in baseball. Rookie of the Year, MVP, World Series, Cy Youngs, multiple Cy Youngs. He's won absolutely everything. He's got nothing to prove. When his name comes up, I would be shocked, literally shocked, if this man is not a unanimous Hall of Fame first ballot, like Mariano style, right?
Yep.
I'm sure some idiot will find something like, hey, in 2024, he was hurt and he had a bad year. So, and when he was with the Mets, there's always an idiot that wants to overthink that. You don't have to overthink.
Yeah, no. He
put him in the Hall of Fame,
bro. Yeah.
Put him on the Hall of Fame. He's a first ballot unanimous Hall of Famer. Period. End story.
Yep.
He wants to win. So, in an era where these kids, these young giants, don't know what it takes to win, whether it's nutrition, reading books, analytics, routine, how to work your body, how to learn, how to evolve with the times and aging properly. I can't think of a better mentor. Maybe Max Scherzer would be up there, right? Or a guy like Clinton Kershaw with that type of rare bird, that rare beast that only comes in once every so many years. He's one of those. But his main goal is to win baseball games. This is not the Justin Verlander charity baseball clinic. No.
Right.
No.
Right. Yeah.
He's here to win. He wants to prove he's still got it. He wants to very much pitch into his 44, 45-year-old season. He's 42, so he's thinking about 3 or 4 more years.
Yeah.
If this guy pitches amazing, who's to say the Giants don't extend him after the season? We don't know, right? This is, if he's going to name up a better situation from a ballpark, catcher, defensive perspective for him to get 300. I would say the Dodgers because of the team they have, right? But from a ballpark, catching, defensive perspective, what better place to avoid damage as a pitcher and get those wins than San Francisco? Again, some might say LA. And I understand it. That's more of a team thing. But first thing is he's going to learn. He's going to win. He wants to win. I'm curious about the number. I know it's a cosmetic thing. I don't care if he wears 1 or wears, or they unretire Barry's 25. I don't care. He can wear whatever he wants. As long as he pitches well, that's going to be.
Throw 22 on him. Whatever number. Yeah.
He can wear 24. I don't care. As long as he's out there and
44. Any number.
Anything.
Anything.
Give him Marischal's 27. I don't care.
That'd be interesting.
I do care.
Marischal, yeah.
I do care. But you know what I'm saying. No,
yeah, of course.
I do care. Of course, I care.
Of course. Yeah.
But my point is, he could be out there wearing pie 3.145. I don't care. Just go out there and dish.
Or that could be his ERA. That could be his ERA.
Yeah,
for
hopefully lower.
2025.
Hopefully it's going to be lower.
2.2. Like I don't know. Like I don't know what we're dealing with Verlander. Yeah, man. I mean, the number thing is very interesting. A lot of people on KNBR were like so hot and bothered about it. I'm just like 35. I mean, it's a number. I know that it is near and dear to the players that wear them. I understand that whole concept of it, but it's Justin Verlander, man. He's a future Hall of Famer. And if not Pablo, speaking of Pablo, he could wear 48. No, but speaking of Brandon Crawford okayed it. So it's just like, if he's okay with it, I'm okay with it. It's fine. You can wear 35. It's all good.
If he wears 35, it's listen, if this was Adames and he wants 35, that's different because he's a shortstop. He's a shortstop, and he signed a 7-year deal. Yeah. So had Adames requested 35, and even if Brandon said yes, that's fine, that would have been different. Right. This might just be a 1-year thing. We don't know. If Verlander leaves after 25 and then no one wears 35, I think everyone knows that number will go up there next to Berry's and McCovey's and Cepeda's and so on and so forth.
Yep.
So and the Buster will be there. So what's the problem?
Yeah, it's very interesting. Interesting talking point the last couple of days, especially after the Zoom with Justin Verlander. But speaking more about the pitchers, because Verlander is just a piece of it, right? He's going to be in the rotation. Maybe he'll be after Robbie Ray in that 3 spot, just to split up the lefty righty situation. But how do you think the rest of the starting pitchers go? What is the rest of the starting rotation? And I'll highlight something from someone in the chat. Lori Galvin asks,
Hi, Lori.
should Birdsong be in the starting rotation? So we'll start there. What's the rotation and where does Birdsong fit into this?
I don't think he fits yet.
Mm-hmm.
If, and it's a big if, it's a 5-man rotation, which baseball now seems to be trending away from. I think with the addition of Verlander, they would significantly benefit from having a 6th starter so Verlander can have an extra day of rest for his next start. That's how they manage them. If you go back and watch, Walter, I don't know last year, but I know the year before, last couple of years in Houston, they had pretty much, if not a 6-man rotation, a 5-man rotation plus an opener, so Verlander could pitch every 6th day, not every 5th day.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can give him that 6th day without that meaning, because if that means that you're going to throw Harrison and Webb and if that is to the if that's going to hurt everyone else, you don't do it. You don't sacrifice 4 to benefit 1, right? But if that somehow keeps Logan, Ray, Harrison, Hicks, and Birdsong or Roop or Wynn or whoever fresher, healthier, stronger, and helps Verlander, go at it. Have a 6-man rotation and spread everyone out, right? Mm-hmm. I wonder how Logan would feel about that, because he's so now ingrained and in his body after 3 seasons of being the guy who's pitched the most innings in baseball. I wonder if that change of pace would affect him at all. You can piggyback someone, right? That's there's many ways you can go about this. I think as of today, as of now, you would go with Webb as your 1, Verlander as your 2, Robbie Ray your 3, and then 4 or 5 is Hicks and Harrison, whatever you want, right? You can't navigate. The days of a 5-man rotation lasting from opening day to, October 1st are long gone. That's not going to happen. So that means they're going to need Tristan Beck. They're going to need Keaton Wynn. They're going to need Mason Black. They're going to need Carson Wisenhut. They're going to need arms, a lot of them, because people get tired, people get hurt, people get fatigued, stuff happens. But if it's just, again, a 5-man rotation, that would be my top 5. And just based on what Buster said yesterday with Manassian, I'm pretty much basing it off what they said, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see how all that goes, and when talking about the rotation and Hicks, right? Because he started out really, really strong, and then you saw that the arm fatigue started to wear on him. But it sounded like what Buster said in the interview with Murph and Marcus was that the training wheels are off, right? That he's going to go out there and be expected to pitch. But Taylor Jenkins in the chat, he brought up something. He wants Hicks out of the pen. Do you think that he would be better suited in that, or
he doesn't want to go? He doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go. It doesn't matter what I think. He doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
Again, Buster said it on Verlander's presser. Jordan Hicks wants to start because he understands that's what he wants. That's what he wants to do. Number one. Number two, I think he understands the market. Like, even though he's being paid like a low tier starter because he never did it, and his contract isn't anywhere near close he's making less money than Verlander, even though he's younger, but he hasn't started before. So I think he understands length matters, durability matter, matters, and he just wants to do it. So no. Plus, like Buster said, training wheels are off. So as of this moment, Ryan Walker's your closer.
Yep.
I think Camilo will be your setup, right? And then you have the Rogers, and then you have Eric Miller, who I'm expecting a great year from. Sean Jelly, who had a tremendous year. And don't sleep on Randy Rodriguez, who got hurt late last season, but had a really good, very enticing, uplifting, promising 2024. I think that'll bleed into 2025 really nicely.
Do you think that the Giants, really quick, just talking about the bullpen, do you think the Giants could use a upgraded arm in the bullpen, or you think they have enough arms currently with what they have on the major league roster and in the minor leagues?
I think with the depth they have with their starters, the young ones, Roop, I forgot about Roop, Beck, those guys can be your either long relief guys, or you could piggyback two of them so you can save a start somewhere around there. But I think they're set. I mean, if Walker is who we think he is, and the Rogers, who are going into their age 34 season, keep delivering. What I hope Taylor has a better season than he had last year, because he is just one of two lefties. It's him and Eric Miller. So I don't think it's a bad bullpen. Again, Walker, Rogers brothers, Duvall, Miller, Jelly, Rodriguez, Beck. I'll take it. I think that's a really good bullpen.
Yeah, I think it's really good too. Really quick, just to wrap up with you, Carlos, because I know you've been very generous with your time, but love talking ball with you, man. But really quick, the international signing pool, it went down today, and the Giants get the shortstop from the Dominican, Josuar De Jesus Gonzalez, right? 17-year-old shortstop, switch hitting shortstop. Do you like the move? You like the Giants bringing him in?
He is, according to everything I've read, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who this kid is. I mean, I haven't seen him play, so I can't. I'm never gonna lie,
right?
But from everything you read, whenever you sign a kid that young for that much money, I think the only team that signed an international prospect that was younger, that was more, they gave more money to this year, was the Marlins. They signed Andrew Salas, who is the Venezuelan shortstop. He is Ethan Salas' brother, who was the catcher, the catcher out of the Padres. Who was the he had the highest signing bonus a couple of years ago out of the international pool. But listen, the DR has such a depth of talent. The Giants went Venezuela heavy on this international signing window. They signed, I think, 6 or 7 players out of Venezuela, a couple of Dominicans, a couple of PR players. So we'll see. I mean, these kids, it's such a difficult projection exercise, Walter, because you don't know. Like, I'll give you an example. There's a guy called Renato Nunez, who, when he signed, was supposed to be. There's 2 prime examples of players who, when they signed, they were called the next Miguel Cabrera in Venezuela. Yeah. One was Aviseo Garcia, because he looked like Miggy. He had the swing, kind of similar bat path to Miggy. And he was a very competent major league hitter. He's not Miggy, right?
Yeah, right.
Renato Nunez kind of had that. He kind of had that high upgrade level of prospect. He never panned out. He just won MVP in the same league that Matos won Rookie of the Year. So he kind of flamed out. But then you have a guy like Ronald Acuna, who is even better than we thought, right? His brother, Luis Angel Acuna, is he better? It's
right.
Luciano was supposed to be the next Lindor, right?
Yep.
That's out the window, right? But you can tell what the Giants think about Luciano as a shortstop when both Farhan and Buster agree, without saying anything, that the team needed a shortstop, because Farhan targeted Correa and Buster got Adames.
Yep.
So 2 very different people with 2 very different ways of seeing the game came to the same conclusion. Luciano is not an MLB level shortstop. So and when the Giants signed him, that was the projection. He is going to be the next, Ellie De La Cruz, or that big bodied, strong, fast. Nope. That's not. Can he be a second baseman? Can he be a left field? We don't know, but we know he's not a shortstop. That we know. So we'll see what happens. We'll
definitely see what happens. I'd love to see him, also just get an opportunity to see what he can do. But you figure he'll probably start the year in AAA, right? He'll get the corner outfield spots. Maybe see if he can grab a glove at first base. I don't know. We'll have to see what he can do. Second base, yeah.
No, I mean first base, which is an interesting topic. I think first base is going to be a platoon, ham and egg kind of situation between Lamont and Wilmer.
Yeah.
Until Bryce Eldridge gets here.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. The fact that the Giants didn't go after Alonso showed no interest in trading for Vladdy Guerrero. Now the Mets are asking for Guerrero. And the fact that Buster did, I think, confirm yesterday that indeed they shut down a couple of trade options or trade offers because it entailed sending Bryce Eldridge the other way. Right. That lets you know what they think about him. So, right. And he pretty much drooled over himself yesterday talking about Bryce. So they're pretty much keeping that space open for him. And who knows? We might see him this year.
Right.
I disagree with people that say, well, if we do, that's a bad thing. We don't know. We don't know. If this kid comes in, destroys spring training, I don't think he'll start the year with the big club. I don't. Mm-hmm. Even if he has a massive spring, I think he's 29. He's 19. He hasn't played 20 games between double A and triple A ball. So he needs reps.
Right.
I think he'll get sent down to triple A. I think he'll destroy triple A. But if the Giants keep that spot open for him to develop early and just smashes in Sacramento, they'll bring him up. Why not? Yeah. Why not? And if Wilmer and Lamont are scorching earth with their hitting, put him on DH. So whose place is? You have a DH spot wide open for anyone, right? Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be really interesting to see the development of these guys. I think that's the big change, the big culture shift for the Giants. But Carlos, I will let you go, man. I know I told you 15 minutes, and we went 50, dude. But
15.
I appreciate your time. As always love talking ball with you, man. And we'll continue to do it throughout the year. Look forward to it, man. But you have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon.
You too, Walter. Great job. Keep rocking it on KNBR and here at your podcast. Thank you for the invite.
All right, bro. Have a good one. Keep that tree up. Fight the good fight.
It's going to come down on the week. It comes to a point where if you let it up too long, it's creepy. So I think we're at that threshold of cute and creepy. So I think if it's past Sunday, it's creepy. All
right, bro. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon, man. Have a good one.
Soon. You too.
All right, that was Carlos Ramirez of NBC Sports Bay Area. You catch him on Giants pre and post. That was a great conversation. I know I asked Carlos to only do 15 minutes, but he was nice enough to stick around for damn near the whole show. So we're gonna wrap up here in a few minutes, but get back out to the text line. You guys enjoyed Carlos? Yes, everyone is cheering for Carlos. Juan Santa Maria is cheering Carlos. Rockin' New Era as well. But yeah, guys, it was a lot of fun. We'll definitely do another show tomorrow, and I don't believe I'll be doing one on Friday. So tomorrow will be the last show of the week. So you guys have a good one. Be safe, and I will talk to you tomorrow. We will continue to have the conversations. You guys want to go ahead and give me a subscribe. Go ahead and drop down in the comments. Fun time. We're going to continue to do these interviews every single week. We'll ramp them up as we get closer to the regular season, but that was a lot of fun. Just to talk ball, and I tried to get in a couple of you guys' questions. Rockin' New Era, and I think it was Wes. You guys asked about the the outlook on the Giants. We'll get Carlos on again closer to the season, and we'll ask those questions. We will get his thoughts on the Giants win total, on the expectations, just because I think that there was so much to dissect and so much to dive into on this one. But we'll definitely get win totals. I know everybody loves to fantasize about them. Actually, I was looking at the projections. I think they had the Giants at 82. The latest projections. I don't know if that was updated or not. I didn't look at the dates. And I don't know when Pacoda sends out their updated projections, because I want to say it's like close to the start of spring training, like when the rosters are finalized, because the last Pacoda update, I believe, was in October. So obviously none of the move, at least the Pacoda that I saw, all the moves don't factor in. So the Giants in that one, they had them at 80. So I would assume Justin Verlander and Willie Adames, bumps you up at least 4 or 5 games. So you're looking at maybe like 85, 84, somewhere in that range. But we'll discuss as we get closer to the start of the season. But let's go out to the YouTube chat really quick, because I haven't talked to you guys all podcast long. I appreciate you guys sticking around, and if you liked that interview with Carlos, the baseball conversation with Carlos, make sure to watch it again and go back, take notes. If you guys want to criticize me on asking questions or just the conversation in general. I don't know if anyone else got riled up about the he can wear 44, he can wear 24. I don't know how everybody felt about that, but we were just riffing. We were just going back and forth. Love to do that with my guy Carlos, but that was a lot of fun. Let's go to the YouTube chat really quick before I get out of here, because I haven't talked to you guys. I haven't talked to the chat all day because Carlos came in early. Carlos came in at like 6:08. Saw him in there. I wasn't going to continue to talk and just blab Giant stuff with the encyclopedia of knowledge with Carlos Ramirez sitting in the waiting room. So I just brought him in. I think it was at 6:08, and I told him 15 minutes. But see, that's what happens though. Like, I get lost in conversation, especially with like guys that I talk to on not a regular basis, but guys that I talk to more frequently than a Jesse Rogers, right? I mean, Jesse Rogers, we just kind of get in, get out, great information, obviously, but like with Lund, we were talking for like 90 minutes, dude. And I had to stop it because, we could have kept going. But I needed to stop to just, preserve my sanity. But like guys with Carlos, and you'll see with Danny, and you see with Eric Engel and Kerry Crowley, and at some point we'll have Bill Lasky on here, and we'll have these conversations, and you'll see the difference with guys that I just love talking ball with, and Carlos definitely falls under that. I mean, I just love talking ball in general, but there's certain guys that you're obviously more comfortable with talking with them because you talk to them on a normal basis, and that's Carlos falls under that category for sure. Taylor Jenkins likes the show. Great show, Walter. Thank you. Dude, I got in your question, and I appreciate you stopping by every night. It's always fun. Mike Val saying deuces. Yeah, I kind of like faked you guys out. I was like saying bye, and everybody's saying deuces, and then I was like, oh, dude, like, he's still here. I'm glad you guys are still sticking around and just listening to me blabbering. Juan Santa Maria checking in. Which fan fest you going to? I'm not going to go to Napa. I could go to Napa, but I'm not going to go to Napa. I'll most likely, I might go to San Jose, because Marcus is going to be out there, and he'll be emceeing with the Giants. I got to look up the roster of guys that are going to be out there. Not that really, for me anyway, not that really makes a difference for the players that are going to be there, but just like to know who is going to be in attendance where. I believe Matt Chapman is going to be. And by the way, if you guys are interested on some Giants talk tomorrow, 1 o'clock p.m. on the dot, we'll have Kyle Harrison on with Greg Papa and Greg Silver. So make sure to tune in to that. I get to talk to him before he goes on air, and I will not tell him that I was not, I'm not high on where he is currently, but I hope that he turns things around. I will not say that to his face. Let's see here. 2025 or 2025 Fan Fest. What do we got going on here? I'm trying to see if they have, let's see, it'll be featuring, oh, that's Sacramento. No, I'm trying to go to Napa. What's going on? They keep showing me Sacramento. What are they doing here? Napa, here we go. It is Tristan Beck, Matt Chapman, Kyle Harrison, Jordan Hicks, Eric Miller, Ryan Walker, and Lucille. Everyone wants to see Lucille. So that's in Napa. In San Jose, you get Willie Adames. Yeah, I'm definitely going to San Jose at San Pedro Square. That is January 25th on Saturday, 1 to 4 p.m. So I'll probably be out there. Juan Santa Maria. I love saying that name, Juan Santa Maria. I'll be out there if you want to say hello. But Willie Adames is going to be there. Hayden Birdsong, Pat Burrell, Marco Luciano, JP Martinez, Bob Melvin, Landon Roop, and Lucille. Lucille's going everywhere. Yeah, that's definitely my crew to go check out. And obviously, Marcus Boucher is going to be emceeing with all of the players and everyone in attendance, I believe. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'll probably go to Sacramento. I'm not buying in completely, but that's I think February 1st. So I think that's an open weekend. It's 10 a.m. though. I don't know if I can wake up that early on a Saturday. But I might go to Sacramento. Obviously, love going to Sutter Hills Park. Used to work there for the River Cats once upon a time. But Dusty Baker, Tyler Fitzgerald, Mark Hallberg, Grant McCrae, Elliot Ramos, Logan Webb, and Lucille. Lucille's everywhere. And then the last one at Oracle Park, I will probably be at that one, but that's a little bit later in March. So we'll discuss. We'll discuss with the tour dates of the Giants Fan Fest. But if you guys are going out, definitely let me know and hit me up in the DMs, and we'll link up. We'll link up and we'll chat definitely for sure. Let's get back out to the I was gonna say text line. Let's get back into the YouTube chat. Pat H, can I call in tomorrow? I guess. Yeah, dude, you can call in. I mean, I would take your call right now, but I'm up against it because I've done pretty late shows. I'm gonna try to end it a little bit earlier, and by earlier I mean by before 7:30, which I usually only go to 7. But Pat H, definitely call right at the top, right off the rip tomorrow. Don't have any guests anticipated, but that could definitely change. But definitely give us a call on the cruise line, and AJ has to check in at some point tomorrow as well. But you're more than welcome to call tomorrow. Let's see here. All good. I just saw the line came out in Vegas. What is the Vegas line, if you don't mind me asking, Wes? If Wes is still in the YouTube chat, what is the line for the Giants wins? I would assume that it's at like 82. It maybe like 81.5. I don't know what the line is currently set at, but you know me, I'm a degenerate gambler, so I love to know what the lines are. So let me know what that is, Wes, if you're still in the chat. Pat H chiming in on the Pacoda projections. Pacoda smokes some bath salts before he does those projections. Yeah, I believe it. Hey, I remember and again, it was the outlier season, but I will never forget. The Giants were predicted to win the West. I think they had a 1.7 chance of winning the division. And oh wow, 1.7, was it really? Did I just make that up? Maybe it was like a 0.7. But if it was 1.7 and they won 107, I mean, damn. I got to go back and look at what the Pacoda standings were going into that season. I don't know if that's even possible. But it was really low. It was like near impossible for anyone, especially the Giants, to win the division in that season. But I want to say it was like 1.7 to start the year. It was dramatically low. Maybe it was a 0.7, and that's also dramatically low. Either one, 0.7 or 1.7. Still, they won 107, so that's pretty damn remarkable there. Try calling right now, Pat. You never know. Yeah, no, we already talked about that, EB, but I'm still rambling, so you do never know. You do never know if I'm going to take the call right here. I haven't seen my phone ring at all, so I'm not planning on answering the phone. But you never know. If you try right now, maybe I answer it. I probably won't. 415 West, thank you for chiming in and answering me back. It's at, I think you said this before I even asked, 79.5. I'll take the over. On that. 79.5. Jeez. That's bad. They're not that bad, are they? Am I just being a homer now? Let's see. Rockin' New Era chiming in. Just don't unretire numbers. That's stupid when teams do that. Yeah, dude, unretire 22, unretire 25. Give it to Justin Verlander. Who cares? Yeah, no, I'm with you, Rockin'. You don't unretire numbers. Weren't the Cowboys doing that, or didn't they do that for CeeDee Lamb? Yeah, they did that for CeeDee Lamb, right? Because Irving was 88, and they were like, yeah, he can have 88. You can unretire my number. It was just like, come on. I mean, you retired it for a reason. I don't want the Niners to go unretire 80 or 16. You know what I mean? You just don't do that. Maybe that's more of a baseball. Has it happened in baseball? I don't think that's really happened in baseball. Be honest, I think that's a football thing that happens. Marty Lurie. Yeah, maybe I'll have Marty on. I haven't talked to Marty in quite some time, but I love talking ball with Marty. We can talk for hours on end. He's just an encyclopedia. So we'll probably have Marty on at some point. Carlos is one of my favorites for sure. Definitely, Juan. He's a real one, man. He's a real one. He knows his baseball. Just one of those guys that you can just sit down and have just sit down and have a conversation with baseball and just talking. It's great, man. It's definitely a fun time with Carlos in the mix. Juan be in San Jose too. All right, cool, man. I'll see you out there. I'll be out there. Most likely with Marcus the Waterboy Boucher. So we'll definitely link up, man. We'll definitely link up. Let's see here. Who else is gonna go to San Jose, by the way? Just throwing that out to the chat. Man, I haven't gone to a fan fest since 2010 season. Well, see, if that's true, Rockin', you went before the titles. That's why they haven't won. You went and you started it, and you haven't been back. You gotta go, man. You gotta go and start the new trend, man. Start the new empire for the Giants. You got to go back. That's the reason. If literally 2010 was your last time, you are the problem, Rockin'. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Over under 20 times. Papa says De La John. Hello. It's Greg Papa. De La. Yeah, he will say. Are you talking about on the show tomorrow? I'll keep a tally. I might chime in today. I chimed in a little bit at the 10:50 segment, and I've been mixing in my voice a little bit. You might hear it on 10 to 2 with Greg and Greg. Been mixing in my voice a little bit, just trying to keep things light, keep things funny, and maybe I'll throw that out there. Maybe I'll throw that out there. Over or under on pop. I'll do that as a trending. We have Kyle Harrison later today. What's the over under on times that Papa says De La? I'll set it at 22. You want me to set it at 22? I'll do that, Wes. I'll do that just for you, man. I'll set that in the 10:15 break. So make sure to tune in to that trending because I love doing those. The cruise line, Ernie, what's up, dude? I haven't seen Ernie in here for a minute, man. Good to see you. And I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Carlos. But yeah, the cruise line is up and operational. Ernie, if you ever want to call in, man, definitely give us a call. Yeah, Wes, yeah, 79 and a half. Definitely found that. I'm trying to keep up, EB. I'm Giants need 90 wins this year. I don't know if that's a thing. 90 is too much. 90 is too much. Rockin' says 88. No, I don't think that's on wins. I think you're talking about yeah, you're referring back to the Cowboys and Irvin. Cowboys don't retire numbers. Really? They don't? They haven't retired any numbers? They haven't retired Aikman or Emmett? Is that really a thing? Shows how much I know about football. Let's see. I like Carlos on radio a lot. Yeah, I didn't know what the hell you guys were talking about the devil. What was it? Devil and Angel? I didn't know what the hell you guys were talking about. That is news to me. I know you guys said it was a 95.7 thing, so I do not listen to 95.7 that often. I do for certain shows, and maybe you guys can figure out what show that is. But I do tune in from time to time. But yeah, no, I can't say that I know what the hell you guys were talking about, and I like to vet those type of things. Because I didn't want to piss off Carlos. I didn't know what it was. So you guys fill me in on what that is. Next time I have Carlos on, I will ask that question. That is directed to you, Rockin'. And I know you wouldn't steer me wrong. I have full trust in you. But I didn't know what the hell it was. For sure. Yeah, 2010 was already getting crazy. That's why I stopped. Yeah, well, now that it's spaced out a little bit and you got 4, it might be like different crowds. So I mean, try to go, bro. Try to go. Take me off the screen, motherfucker. Yeah, that's Greg Papa. He hasn't done it to me. I was I keep bugging him when when we're in break. I'm like, hey, I got you off the screen. You got 5 minutes. It's so funny, man. So funny. Bring Lund back if you want funny. All right. Well, damn, that hits me in the chest a little bit. Lund is loving what he's doing right now. I love the YouTube chat or the YouTube channel that Lund has. And we had Lund on. Anthony, I don't know if you're new to the show, but we had Lund on, I think it was last week. Was it last Thursday? Chat, was it last Tuesday when we had John Lund on? We were talking some baseball. We talked for about 90 minutes. Go ahead and check that out, Anthony, if you want to see me and John get after it, because we just never know when to shut up. Which I was saying bye. That's my big thing. I've been saying bye for 10 minutes, and we're gonna go to 7:20 at least. But nah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and end this thing. Anthony, I'm just messing with you. I saw it, Holmes. Oh, dude, appreciate you. And I know you're just messing. I'm messing back, bro. We can have this back and forth. I love having the back and forth. I love talking S to you guys. I love when you talk S to me. It's all love. I understand that for sure. I'm not taking anything personally at all here or at KMBR. Dude, it's all fun. It's all fun. And that's why I do it. That's why I do this every night. At my, yeah, I just love doing it, man. Let's see here. Walter. So it was Carlos talking about Angel on one shoulder and Devil on the other shoulder. Was talking about the 95.7 PD, man. What? What are you guys talking? Oh, okay. Wait, so the Devil and the Angel was Nahegan? Is that what you guys are? Is that what he was doing? Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. Let's see. Lund just took over the show when you had him on. Well, you know what? That's a good guess. That's a good guess. You tee him up and he talks for 20 minutes, and then you go back in, and then he talks for another 20 minutes. No, John's cool, man. He took over the show. Hey, I had a very easy to say that I did 90 minutes of a show. Is a overstatement in and of itself, because I felt like I was on the show for like maybe 15 minutes. I was all John. So yeah, no, I love that. Loved every bit of that. Pat could have called in. Yeah, is Pat still here? Oh yeah, that was Pat. That was Pat's comment. Jesus. Yeah, Pat, you could have called in, but now I'm gonna end the show, so now you can't call in. But thank you for sticking around, man. No, definitely call tomorrow. We'll get you on the airwaves. But if you sneak it in now, I'll take it. No, I just keep teasing you. I'm gonna go ahead and end this podcast today at 7:08. 7:08, a little shorter than what I've done in the last couple of days. I've been going like 90 minutes straight. And yeah, I'm kind of going a little longer right now because we were having that conversation with Carlos. So I haven't really interacted with you guys. So I was just trying to interact before I got out of here, because that's the fun part of this. That is definitely the fun part of the YouTube shows. Obviously, having the interviews and having that interaction is great. But talking to you guys every single night, it's kind of like a little bit of therapy, bro. I don't know if it's like that for you guys, but it's definitely a lot of fun. But I'm gonna go ahead and edit here. Let's see what song I have here. I don't think I added anything else. Let's see what's on this one. What is this one? Oh, actually, you know what? I was gonna put a song. You guys have a request for an exit song? I'll put that on my phone right now so we can get this thing going. Let's see here. Go ahead and request a song. What do you guys want me to exit with? Get back to your cat. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. And get back to my cat, because she hasn't come in here. She's probably sleeping, because she always goes to sleep to my show. Play some Queen whenever Tacky's back in. I'll just go with the normal song. I'll bring it up here. I'll bring it up here right now, and I'll get this thing going. Got to queue it up. I was going to play it from the board, but I noticed that it wasn't playing good audio, so I'm going to try it from here and see if it has better audio. Let's go ahead and try that. Hold on. I'm not hooked up. I am hooked up. I don't think it's playing. Oh, what's going on? I think it was playing. Hold on, I'm screwing up. This is audio, There it is. Oh, nope. Hold on. That's not it. There it is. All right. Now that we got that all situated, does it sound better than the previous days? Let me know. Let me know if it sounds better, if you guys can hear it. Walter. This song is a banger, by the way. This is a banger. Oh, yeah, that's clear. Hell yeah. Green onions? I'll do that, Wes. I'll clear it up. You guys let me know what exit song you guys want. I'll mix it in because now I'm playing it off of my phone. I'll mix it in. I can just pull it up. It sounds like crap. All right, Victor. Well, excuse me. I apologize. But you guys have a good one. I'm going to get on out of here. Hey, little Walter. AJ, I don't see AJ in here, but tell AJ I said what's up. Rockin' New Era, Wes, Pat H, all of the loyal listeners that come by every single night. Anthony, Victor, Juan Santa Maria. I love saying that name. Who else stopped by? Ernie was in here. AJ was in here earlier. My apologies. But all you guys make this a lot of fun. Mike Val, I think Mike Val dipped. Taylor Jenkins was in here earlier. Lori Galvin was in here earlier. A lot of fun. And we'll be back at it again tomorrow for the final show of the week on Thursday, 6 p.m. I'll let you know if I have a guest. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Walleezy. That is WALLEEZZY. You see the handle there on the left side, bottom left side of the screen. Go ahead and follow me on that so you get any notifications, any guest updates for Passion for the Pastime, or just see what I'm doing. Just see what I'm doing all day long. But you guys have a good one. If you're new to the show, I appreciate you coming in. If you're a regular, I appreciate you coming back and keeping me company for this hour and 12 minutes. It was a fun time. I want to say thank you to Carlos Ramirez for stopping by and talking some baseball. And thank you all to you for stopping by. So you guys have a good one, and I will talk to you tomorrow, 6 p.m. for the last show of the week. We'll have a good time. Talk to you then.